Go watch it before it leaves. It's almost gone. Like, movies used to leave the theater, but now they're leaving streaming. That's weird. Go watch it. Hi, and welcome back to our channel. We are Cinechicks. I'm Jen.
And I'm Christina. And today we're going to be talking about Judas and the Messiah. It released on HBO Max and in theaters simultaneously. It was directed by Shaka King. And the movie is about Fred Hampton, the chairman of the Black Panther Party, and what led up to his eventual assassination by the FBI. What did you think of it?
I thought it was done incredibly well. I think everybody acted amazingly. I mean, it's a story that we've heard a lot before, but they did it in a way that was moving to everyone and also gave information that's not usually said out in the open. Like, there were things that I didn't know that the Black Panther Party did for the community that this movie really highlighted. And I would be shocked if they didn't win an Oscar or anything like that, because they did. Everyone did a great job.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. I thought their use of music to move the story along was done so well. And I think that even though Bill O'Neill is a piece of crap, and considering the movie had a lot of help from the family of Fred Hampton, so his son was on set all the time, every day.
It's interesting and cool how his son is now the chairman of the Black Panther Club, because now it's a different name now.
Yeah. But yeah, I think that it's interesting that they were able to kind of leave space for empathy for that character, because of the fact that he was conflicted about it. He may have gone in with the thought, because like you said, you didn't know about all the other stuff that the Black Panther Party was doing, so it's very he didn't know exactly what they were doing,
what he was getting into. Because they also told him going into it that it was going to be completely different, but once he got there and he realized what they were doing and he got close to the people, and I mean, he is still a piece of shit, but at least he didn't spike his drink like they had asked. But I was still the whole time. And it's interesting that that interview that they show at the end of him, that he did, the only interview he did for any documentary, and the day that it came out.
He committed suicide.
And it's you knew, I think he did it because of that, and he knew how much he fucked up. And
yeah.
There was no going
back. It's one of those things where he wanted this American dream, and he felt the only way to get it, or the only way he'd be able to get it, because then they held that car theft thing over him. And I just think it's really interesting that they left room for empathy for his character, and I think that's pretty admirable, considering he did contribute to the death of Fred Hampton. I think I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure he did spike his drink. I think he ended up doing it. I don't think we see him do it.
Oh, did he?
I don't think we actually see him do it. But when he asks him about his drink, and then getting him a drink, and you never see him get it or put anything in it. But when he comes out of the house, he's bawling. So I just assumed that he did. And then when
he was a bigger piece of shit than I thought. Okay.
Then when the police barged in, he wouldn't wake up because he was sedated. I'll double check that, and we'll just make a little note on the video if what I'm saying is completely false. But that's what I thought. That's what I thought happened. And it's just so crazy how him dying reminded me of Breonna Taylor. The fact that they raided the place while they were dead asleep, and they're and just it made me really angry and really emotional, because I honestly didn't even know the story of Fred Hampton. I knew he was murdered. I didn't know all the details.
And the movie The Chicago 7,
yes,
right, I think that's about the aftermath of Fred Hampton's death.
Actually, he, I believe, died in the middle of that movie. So, because they mentioned the character who was on trial during the movie, and then I remember in the movie, The Trial of Chicago 7, they told the guy that Fred Hampton was killed.
Yes.
So it like happened simultaneously, which was like wild. Just because like watching that movie and like kind of, you know, and then like it kind of
It had some of the same characters.
Yeah. But yeah, I think that it was a extremely powerful movie. It sucks that like I feel like to a certain degree it might have been drowned out a little bit because like, you know, when things go into streaming, there's so much going into streaming right now. It's hard to keep track, and then like HBO Max doesn't do an incredibly great job at, you know,
marketing.
Overall, I think that it was a very powerful movie, and I think that anyone who has any misconceptions of the Black Panther Party and why it was started, if you have any misconceptions on Fred Hampton himself, I think that you should definitely watch the movie. I don't think in any way that the movie was biased, even though it was largely dealt with his family, like his family were active in the making of it. Even the FBI agent who was on it at some turns were like he even questioned the things that were being done. So it's not, you know, it's not a cut and dry movie where like he didn't.
He felt iffy about it. He didn't like what was happening, but
I mean, like the people who, you know, led to his death are like legit, they're crap, but the movie does a good job of humanizing them in a way that is not like, oh, you should feel bad for them, but also making it more of if people are complicated type of thing. So like I don't think the movie alienated anybody in particular. I think if anything it alienated the government and the FBI, because I feel like
because other than that, like they were like, one thing that I didn't know until watching the movie and then like doing research after is that Fred Hampton made like 3 different gangs of Chicago working together. So like you had the
Crowns, I think was one.
The Crowns, the Young Liberty, or the white people. Yeah. But like they all worked together. So it wasn't just like, I feel like a lot of times it's been portrayed that like the Black Panther were only them, but they had included like the rest of Chicago and like trying to work together and telling them, instead of like fighting, you know, infighting, we need to fight the actual problem. In the end, that's what the government was afraid of.
The movie does a good job of making you not forget. It's not a white versus black thing. It was literally the people versus the government, because the government wasn't doing right by anybody.
And one thing that I thought was interesting is that, I don't think it said it in this movie, but I was like researching it, is that Fred Hampton had like admitted how our government isn't working in the capitalist way that it should, and he admitted to being like more socialist. If you guys watched it, let us know what you thought in the comments below. Make sure that you like this video, share it with your friends, talk to your friends about this movie. It's an important movie to talk about.
Until next time, guys.